Under the advanced settings, under the appointment, you'll have the ability to set up taxes for the appointment. Only if there are taxes set up under your store settings, under store configuration, will you be able to see this option under appointments. If it was not enabled for appointments, this option will not display. You can also decide to turn off taxes for specific appointments over other appointments where you can then just go, don't add taxes to this appointment. Okay. Underneath here, we have client online booking, whether we allow clients to book this online, disable booking online, or only specific client types can book this uh, booking. Down here, we have staff booking. So whether clients, staff can book all client types or staff can only book specific client types. In this case, you would need to select which specific client types that the staff can book in, if there are any restrictions like that. Next, if you are working with a multi-location business, you will be able to select which location this appointment is available at, whether it's select all or specific. Underneath that, any of the staff you enabled under their staff profile setting to say that they can perform appointments, their name will appear. In this case, you can pick and choose which of these staff can perform this appointment type. And then from here, if there's any pay rates associated, on the right hand side, there is a drop down menu for you to associate the pay rate to this specific appointment. Scrolling down, we can set up a quick buy setting, which you'll learn more by reading the knowledge base article provided. Set up any age restrictions. Set up any customer questions. If there are any customer questions, once you enable it, you'll have a little text box on the left-hand side to type in the question. For example, maybe you want to know what is the main focus for today's session. Maybe that's a question that you want to ask when this is being booked. In that case, we can ask it. The clients will have to answer. And the right-hand side here with the little digit along with the arrows would dictate how many rows you want to give the space to the client to answer you. For example, maybe you want to give them a little more space to type in a longer answer. Maybe you can give them 10 rows. You can also ask additional questions if you would like to. Once these are set up, it will be a mandatory field that the clients must fill in as part of their booking process online. Scrolling down, we have staff selection, whether we allow the clients to choose a gender of the staff when booking or not allow them to choose a gender, and if we actually allow them to choose a specific staff when booking or not. Coming down, whether we want to set up a custom business policy just for this appointment or not, or using the default business policies. Booking intervals. Specify the time interval used for scheduling appointments. So we have 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 90 minutes, or a custom booking interval. If we hover over this little question mark, by default, let's say if we set it up as 30 minutes, clients can book on the half hour. For example, clients can schedule their appointments to be held at 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., and so on as their start time. Coming down, whether we want to be able to take notes for this appointment from a staff perspective. So we can either set it up as none, quick notes, which is just a text box, so we can type whatever we want in, or SOAP notes, which stands for subjective notes, objective notes, assessment, and plan. Coming down, visit session value, we can set that up to say single visit equates to 1 session. So in this case, let's say we sell a package of 5 personal training sessions to our clients, okay? In that case, since they have 5 sessions, we're gonna say, well, each time they come in for a visit, I'm gonna take off 1 pass from them, which then we will choose this option here. Single visit equates to 1 session. They come in once, we take off 1 visit from their pass. On the other hand, we have single visit equates to a custom session value. So maybe your passes can be interchangeable. Maybe you have a set of personal training passes, but we don't label as either 60 minutes or 90 minutes, right? Obviously, 90 minutes will cost more. Maybe we just sell personal training sessions, right? And then let's say we sell it at $500. But you know what? Because the 90 minutes do cost more, each time they come in for a 90-minute session, we're going to take off 2 passes from them instead of 1. Whereas maybe for the 60-minute, we'll set it up as single visit equates to 1 session. But maybe for the 90 minutes, we'll set it up as a custom where every time they come in, we'll take off 2 passes from them. So we can assign different values to our appointments if needed. Scrolling down, We do have notifications here, whether we want to enable or disable client and staff notifications associated to this appointment specifically. We can set up quick search tags. If we do set anything up here, it is best to put something in that matches this appointment type the best because it does work with search optimization online in our directory listing under the Wellness Living um, branch there. Okay, coming down, revenue category. So for this, we want to definitely use revenue categories to quickly run reports designed to track our sales activity. So here you'll see I've already created a few. I have ones called classes, courses, miscellaneous, personal training, e-gift card. You want to assign it to at least one revenue category because that's the easiest way for our business owners to then run reports based on these categories because they can filter by these categories. Hey, you know what? I want to see how all my personal training has been doing. Great, it's already assigned to that revenue category. But keep in mind that you can also assign it to multiple revenue categories, right? Because maybe you want to run it based on personal training, but hey, you know what? I want to have an overall broader group called, appointments. Maybe that'll include my massages and my personal training. Great. I can create an additional one and I can actually assign it to multiple. So as you can see, if I click through to appointments and personal training, they both turn green, meaning that they're assigned to both of these revenue categories. You don't have to, right? It just depends on how the business owner or yourself, how you want to run these reporting categories, okay? So you can add as many categories as you want. If you want to edit or remove them, click on the three little dots on the top right. You can edit or delete the tag. In this case, I want to delete this and I want to just keep it as personal training for now. On the very bottom of each of your service type, there will be a direct booking URL. So if we go ahead and copy this to our clipboard, and let's say we put this onto our website, and if we allow for this appointment to be booked online, clients can actually click on this direct link. It'll bring them directly to booking this specific appointment type without having to find, the 60-minute personal training. It'll bring them directly to the 60-minute personal training and its availability for booking. Scrolling a little further back up under advanced settings, I do want to show you one more thing, and this option will only appear if the integration for Zoom has been set up, okay? Once this is set up under our Wellness Living Zoom integration, this setup will appear in-person or virtual service, Zoom service. So I can either indicate this appointment is an in-person service, meaning that's great people will come into the studio or come into the facility, or I can set this up as a virtual Zoom service. Once this option is turned on for this is a virtual Zoom service and clients start booking this online, a Zoom URL will be sent out to the clients to join the Zoom session when their appointment begins. Underneath that, we also have two additional options, enable Zoom waiting room or disable Zoom waiting room. What this means is that if we enable Zoom waiting room, this setting will allow clients to wait in a Zoom waiting room for the service to begin. If we select disable Zoom waiting room, this setting will not allow clients to wait in a Zoom waiting room for the service to begin.